Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Chapter 41. Big Fat Man Empty Rice, Fusion Failed. Everyone also looked at Vegeta at this time. They were waiting for Vegeta's answer. If Vegeta is really willing to carry out fusion with Goku, then maybe he can really kill Xie Nianbo. Because now they really have nothing to do. Even if 5 people join forces, it is impossible to be the opponent of Xie Nianbo. Giggle. Vegeta gritted her teeth angrily. To be with Kakarot fusion, this is something he will never tolerate. Even if he ever mates with anyone, it can't be Kakarot. Stop pissing me off by saying such stupid things in front of me, Kakarot. If you want me to fuse with you, then I'd rather die. Vegeta said to Son Goku with a vicious tone. It's not that he said harsh words, but it is true. If Kakarot fusion had to be able to defeat Xie Nianbo, then he would rather be killed by Xie Nianbo. More importantly, he is already dead now. Vegeta, don't say that. Seeing Vegeta so angry, Son Goku muttered softly. Then he continued. If you don't want to, then forget it. Although he and Vegeta are 2 people, fusion will definitely give birth to the most perfect fighter. But if Vegeta is so against fusion, there is no way. After all, it requires the willingness of 2 people, and it requires 2 people to make fusion actions at the same time. As long as one party is unwilling, then fusion cannot do it. Snort. Vegeta turned around arrogantly, crossing her hands on her chest. At this time Son Gohan came up. Then he said to Son Goku seriously, Father, let's do fusion. Although the effect may not be as good as the fusion between you and Uncle Vegeta, it should be able to defeat Xie Nianbo. Based on fusion, in fact Son Gohan and Son Goku are not very contradictory. As long as the immediate crisis can be resolved, as long as everyone can be safe and sound, then fusion is just a trivial matter. Besides, the power he has now is no weaker than that of Uncle Vegeta. So even after fusion, it shouldn't be too weak. It can only be the. Son Goku nodded. Although Vegeta is the best target for fusion, Gohan is also very strong. After fusion, their strength will definitely become even stronger. Before, he had seen the fusion technique of the Metamor Star at the previous Underworld Martial Arts Conference. The 2 people after fusion are much stronger than before. Therefore, he and Gohan fusion should be more than enough to deal with Xie Nianbo in the future. Rumble. And just when the 2 had just made up their minds, suddenly a violent explosion sounded, and Xie Nianbo's body appeared in front of everyone again. At this time, Xie Nianbo is no longer the chubby and stupid guy at the beginning. Instead, it changed into another form. The whole body is covered with red skin, and there is a layer of light purple armor-like armor on the body. There was a devilish smile on the corner of his mouth. Son, you and Gohan, hurry up and perform fusion. Leave this guy to us temporarily, and we will try our best to help you delay time. Piccolo clenched his fist and said to Son Goku and Son Gohan. Although he knew very well that he was not the opponent of Xie Nianbo at all. But there is no other way now. Can only help Goku and Gohan as much as possible to gain fusion time. Okay, then I'm counting on you guys. Son Goku said to the 3 of them. Then he grabbed Son Gohan with his index and middle fingers between his eyebrows. In the next second, the bodies of the 2 disappeared directly. Chi. After Xie Nianbo saw the bodies of Son Goku and Son Gohan disappear, he let out a sharp cry. Then directly grew Piccolo and Vegeta and they attacked the past. Damn bastard. Even without fusion's tricks, Vegeta can beat you. Ha. Vegeta seemed to be stimulated by something. After roaring, he transformed into a Super Saiyan and rushed towards the evil thought wave. Piccolo and Rib Rice burst out at the same time and joined the battle. But the strength of the 3 of them is too weak compared to Xie Nianbo. Almost instantly, he was sent flying by the wave of evil thoughts. After Son Goku used instant transmission, he was sent to King Yama. Gohan, get ready for fusion next. You've seen fusion move before, we only have one chance. Because after a fusion failure, we have to wait for half an hour, and this half hour is enough for the wave of evil thoughts to kill us. Son Goku said to Son Gohan very seriously. They only have one chance. If fusion fails, then they will definitely be completely killed by the wave of evil thoughts. I see, Dad. Son Gohan also nodded seriously. The two then do a strange dance move, and then start fusion. Fusion. Together. The voices of the two are very harmonious. In the next second, a white light instantly enveloped the bodies of the two of them. 2 seconds later, the white light disappeared. Son Goku and Son Gohan are gone. But in the same place, a big fat man appeared. Ponies in Metamor. Clearly, their fusion failed. After all, I have never received this kind of training before. Moreover, it is not so easy to keep all movements and breaths completely consistent. And the situation at this time makes people unable to calm down at all. It's over. The fusion of the two of them failed. The Great Realm King and the other 4 Realm Kings panicked instantly. Fusion is their only hope. Now there is a difference between Son Goku and Son Gohan's fusion. In this case, they will have to wait for another half an hour. But now the battle has begun again. Xie Nianbo also seemed to lose interest in this boring battle and began to deal with it seriously. In this way, half an hour is enough for Xie Nianbo to kill everyone. And Kongfan after fusion didn't seem to realize how they failed. Instead, with a flash of his body, he rushed into the battlefield. After everyone saw this big fat man, they were shocked and fell into deep thought instantly. Is the big fat man in front of you a product after fusion? Why do you feel so unreliable? Twitter. What the hell is this? It's a good thing I didn't fuse with that idiot Kakarot. Seeing fusion's failure, Vegeta said happily. Looks like something went wrong with fusion. It's over. Piccolo and pork rib rice also turned ugly in an instant. After fusion, Kong Fan is full of confidence. Pointing at Xie Nianbo's nose, he provocatively said, Hey, next, Lord Kongfan will send you to hell. It seems that the products of fusion's failure will become arrogant. Piccolo and Vegeta subconsciously covered their faces. This chubby little fat man looks so f***ing embarrassing, too shameful. Chapter 42. And at this time in the Supreme Kai world. Supreme Kai Asen also looked dumbfounded. 2 people with such perfect bodies turned into a little fat man after fusion. Obviously, their fusion technique failed. With this posture, it is impossible to defeat Xie Nianbo. But he couldn't think of a good way to deal with the evil thought wave at all. Master Supreme Kai, I have been bothering you for so long, I think I should leave too. There is a riot in the underworld, so the earth will inevitably be affected. I have to go to the earth to check the situation. Son Goten didn't pay too much attention to what happened in the underworld. Because these things have nothing to do with him. Son Goku and Vegeta, they are dead. No matter how dead he is, he shouldn't be able to die anywhere. But those who survive on the earth must rely on his protection. At least Mommy and Bulma can't be hurt. All right. Then let Jebet take you back. It might be a little faster that way. Supreme Kai could only nod in agreement at this moment. Although he very much hopes that Goten can help solve the affairs of the underworld. But looking at the current situation, Goten is obviously unwilling to help. Then they can only think of other ways. And it is true that many riots and crises are happening on the earth now. More needs Goten to protect. No need, I'll go back by myself. Son Goten shook his head, because he had already learned Jebet's instant transmission. The moment the voice fell, the body swayed a few times. Immediately afterwards, he disappeared directly into the Supreme Kai world. What? It's instant transmission. How did Goten get instant transmission? Jebet immediately discovered that Son Goten had just used the ability of instant transmission. But it shouldn't be. If he knows instant transmission, then why was he trapped in the universe in the first place? Goten is such a surprise. Supreme Kai Asen is also puzzled. And this time on Earth. Whoosh. Son Goten's body instantly appeared in midair. At this time, the Earth has completely fallen into chaos. Those who have been dead for a long time have been resurrected. The underworld and the real world have been completely connected. There were countless troops and tanks on the streets that were originally full of traffic. Go back to hell. Looking at the mighty army and tanks below, Son Goten blasted out an energy wave directly. Rumble. The troops and tanks on the ground were instantly swallowed by the energy wave and disappeared without a trace. Hum. Oh ho 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 ho. At this moment, a very recognizable laughter sounded. That smug laugh. Who else but Universe Emperor Frieza? Son Goten looked up immediately. Then there was the sighting of Frieza and his Jinui Special Forces. Frieza. It's interesting. Son Goten pursed his lips, a small smile appeared on his face. Then the body flashed, and time appeared in front of Frieza. The moment he saw Son Goten, Frieza's smile froze instantly. Son Goku. No, it's not Son Goku, is it Son Goku's son? The kid in front of him looks exactly like the original Son Goku. And even if Son Goku turns into ashes, he will definitely know him. This brat is not Son Goku, so it must be Son Goku's son. It's great. Killing Son Goku's son can be regarded as a wish of his own. It's been a while, Frieza. Looking at the surprised Frieza, Son Goten also greeted with a smile. Although Frieza is a villain, Son Goten doesn't really hate the guy. His style of doing things vividly interprets the real villain, never pretending to be a gentleman like Frost in the sixth universe. But he is very gentleman to his subordinates. After the name of each subordinate, the word, Mr., must be added. I have to say that Frieza is a very personal villain. Oh, you brat is Son Goku's son, right? It's an honor that even you have heard my name. Frieza put his extremely gentlemanly right hand on his chest and bowed at 90 degrees. But the moment he raised his head, his eyes became extremely fierce. As much as I hate to admit it, I am Son Goku's son. Son Goten still had a smile on his face. Whoosh. At this moment, a clear piercing sound suddenly sounded. Goten. What followed was a familiar voice. It's Kling. In the next second, Keelan's body appeared directly beside Son Goten. You're finally back, Goten. I can feel that you have undergone a qualitative change. Presumably your strength has greatly improved. Keelan looked at Son Goten, and then said with a little surprise. From Goten's body, he felt something strange. It's a feeling I didn't have before. It seems that Goten's strength has improved a lot. You are not bad, Mr. Kling. It seems that Aunt Bulma has upgraded you again. Son Goten glanced at the sturdy Keelan beside him, smiled and said. Although he couldn't sense Klin's aura, he knew that Klin must have upgraded again. The current strength is definitely much stronger than it was 2 or 3 months ago. Well, the original transformation was not completed, it was just a device loaded with infinite energy. Anyway, I have become an artificial human. This time, Bulma has completely transformed me. Keelan didn't hide anything, just nodded and said. The last time he fought with Cell, he realized that that kind of simple transformation couldn't make him stronger at all. There was no way he could help Goten either. So after solving Cell, he went through a 2-month transformation. The strength has indeed been improved qualitatively. Because when Bulma repaired Android 16 before, he got a lot of ideas and inspiration from Dr. Gero. Therefore, her talent in this area has also been greatly improved. Even so, he knew there was still a big gap between him and Goten. But at least when facing some less powerful opponents, you cannot bother Goten to do it. Looking at Kling, who has completely changed, Son Goten's heart is actually not very good. No one would be willing to accept the pain of being skinned and boned to be transformed into an artificial human. But sometimes, circumstances force them to make such choices and sacrifices. Nani. That little booger that Namek saw. He. The nasty little booger has come back to life. The moment he saw Keelan, Frieza's eyes burst out with extremely fierce killing intent. Because he felt that this little booger was the culprit who made him so embarrassed. If it wasn't for this little booger and I didn't crush him, Son Goku wouldn't be able to become Super Saiyan. It is impossible for him to be beaten by wild monkeys for so long by Son Goku. Even less likely to be chopped into pieces by that Saiyan brat on Earth. The origin of all the pain I endured was caused by this little booger. It's great to see him again now. This time, he can finally be trampled to death, to vent the inhuman torture in hell for so many years. This time, absolutely no one can save him. Chapter 43. Just when Frieza looked at Klin, Klin also raised his head and glanced at Frieza and his Jinui special forces. Then his eyes became indifferent for an instant. He said calmly, Frieza, although I don't know how you were resurrected, I advise you to get out of the earth. Otherwise I'll let you die on earth again. Keelan's voice was extremely cold, but it was full of confidence and command. Because now, his strength is no longer comparable to that of Frieza. Although more than 10 years ago, when he saw Frieza, he would be scared to death. But now, he doesn't care about Frieza at all. Even if the previous lightning cell was revived, he now has enough confidence to deal with it. Nani. Frieza was dumbfounded for a moment. There was a look of surprise and disbelief on his face. That timid little booger in Namek used to tremble with fright when he saw himself, but now he dares to speak like that. This world seems to have become outrageous. Cluck. But after a moment of surprise, Frieza gritted her teeth angrily. A mere booger is like an ant in his eyes. How dare you talk to him in such a tone now? Looks like it's been too long. These bastards have forgotten the horror of Universe Emperor Frieza. In this case, let yourself help them remember the memories. Gee, Bart, you two go and give me that little booger to play with me slowly. As for Son Goku's son, just give it to me and let me take good care of him. Frieza immediately said to Keith and Bart behind him. Of course, there is also a frog at Frieza's feet. It is not difficult to see that this guy is Captain Ginyu, who used to have great glory. But at this time, it seems that it is not very popular. Okay, King Frieza. Keith and Bart nodded, and then took a step forward. There was a fierce look in Keelan's eyes. Finally, I can let go of the killing on this lowly planet. It has been a long time since I experienced the thrill of killing. Goten, give me Frieza and these guys. I have an old score to settle with Frieza. Keelan turned his head and glanced at son Goten, then spoke. On Namek more than 10 years ago, Frieza was indeed a nightmare for him. But now he is no longer the same as before. In his eyes, Frieza, the emperor of the universe who had been infinitely glorious in the past, was completely vulnerable to a single blow. And at that time, this guy crushed him, and today he just happened to be able to settle that account. Well, I leave it to you. Son Goten nodded. He knew that Keelan wanted to feel his current power. And between him and Frieza, there is indeed an old score to settle. Little booger, feel the fear from hell. At this moment, Keith and Bart suddenly gave a sharp roar. He rushed directly towards Keelan. In their eyes at this moment, Keelan was just a little sheep that they could only play with at will. Just at the moment when their bodies just moved, Keelan's figure suddenly appeared in front of them. Apart from anything else, the two energy balls directly destroyed the bodies of the two. Nani. No. Impossible. Lord Geese and Lord Bart were actually killed by that little bald head. Seeing that Geese and Bart were instantly killed, the universe people behind Frieza suddenly showed a look of horror. You must know that the combat effectiveness of Geese and Bart is as high as about 50,000. Unexpectedly, the little bald head of this low-level planet can kill Lord Geese and Lord Bart in an instant. This is completely beyond their imagination. And it also made them fall into fear in an instant. This level of existence is simply not comparable to them. Cluck. Damn little booger. Frieza also clenched her fists tightly. Unexpectedly, the little booger, an ant-like existence more than 10 years ago, has actually improved to this level of strength. Can instantly kill Keith and Bart. No wonder he was so arrogant just now. Next, it's your turn, Frieza. Klin's eyes were still extremely indifferent, and he didn't have any emotional fluctuations because he killed Geese and Bart. Because in the past 10 years, he has experienced more powerful opponents. Those guys in the Jinui Special Forces are not opponents at all. Little booger who doesn't know how to live or die. You don't think that you can get carried away in front of me by killing rubbish like Geese and Bart after you improve your strength a little bit. How dare you talk to me like that? Then this time, I won't let you die as easily as last time. I will let you die little by little in fear. Frieza grinned angrily, staring at Keelan with angry eyes. It's just a little booger. How dare to speak so brazenly in front of him? So today, she must let her feel what is called hellish fear. The moment the angry voice fell, Frieza directly stretched out a finger. The scarlet energy instantly condensed at the fingertips. Just in the next second, Kling's body was suddenly displayed in place, and Frieza didn't see clearly at all. When he found out, Keelan had already arrived in front of him. Go back to your hell. Frieza. Krillin roared. Then he punched out directly. Nani. Frieza suddenly turned pale with shock. It's just that there is no chance or time to react at all. Boom. The next moment, Frieza's body was directly blasted by a punch. Turn into dust and disappear. Master Frieza was killed. Run. The legion behind Frieza saw that Frieza was killed, and their faces were terrified. Then they fled in all directions like locusts. Call. After killing Frieza with one punch, Keelan let out a long sigh of relief. The body is trembling slightly. Finally, kill Frieza. This is of great significance to Kling. Son Goten can fully understand Keelan's mood at this time. Chapter 44. Son Goten also walked behind Keelan at this time, and then patted him on the shoulder lightly. Asked, "Are you all right?" "Fine. It just never occurred to me that one day I'd be able to kill Frieza." Keelan turned his head and said with a smile. He really hadn't thought about this before. Even after the body is transformed and becomes an artificial human. Because Frieza died a long time ago, and it never occurred to me that this guy would come back to life. Okay, now is not the time to be emotional. There was a riot in the underworld, so many evil souls went to the world to make trouble, so we still have a lot to do. Son Goten continued. Although the ones who ran out were all small ones, there were too many of them, and they had spread across every city. It would take a little time to completely send them all back to hell. Clint nodded. Then the two split into two groups and began to send these evil souls back to hell one by one. In just 1 hour, Son Goten and Kling had cleaned up all the evil spirits. Son Goten also returned to the place just now. But at this time, his face was slightly dignified. Because when destroying these evil spirits, he didn't find Broly's soul. Broly had obviously been killed by himself before. Logically speaking, he is definitely an evil soul, but this time he did not appear on Earth. Then there are only two possibilities, or that guy's vitality is too tenacious, and he didn't die at all in the previous planet explosion. Or he went to the southern galaxy after his resurrection. If this guy is still alive, it's really a problem. After fusion the blood of the legendary Super Saiyan, he is more aware of the power of super fighters. Given enough time, Broly would grow into a formidable opponent. Whoosh. And at this moment, Keelan also came back. Goten, all the evil souls on my side have been sent back to hell. Kling spoke to Son Goten. I'll go back to Bowsy Mountain first. After being out for such a long time, I guess my mother is a little worried about me. Son Goten is going to go home first. After all, after being away for so long, my mother must be more worried. Besides, there have been so many riots and so many evil warriors on the earth. Going back now can also protect my mother's safety. I'm fine now, let's go back with you. Keelan thought about it, and planned to go back to Bowsy Mountain with Son Goten. Anyway, he has already upgraded now, and there is nothing important to do next. Just after returning to Bowsy Mountain, you can ask Goten what happened just now. Why do those who die come back to life? And Goten's strength has become so strong, what happened in the middle? Okay. Son Goten nodded, and then the two of them flashed and turned into a silver light. In a short while, he had already returned to Bowsy Mountain. After seeing Son Goten who suddenly appeared, Chi-Chi burst into tears with excitement. Goten, are you okay? I was watching TV just now, and I saw a lot of people who died before appearing on the earth. Chi-Chi quickly looked at Son Goten and asked with concern. It's okay mom. Those guys just now have been dealt with by Mr. Keelan and me. Son Goten shook his head, but his heart was warm. This feeling of being cared for by the closest relatives is very good to be honest. Well, that's good. If something happens to you, I don't even know how to live. He has lost Goku and Gohan. Now Goten is all her hope and spiritual sustenance. If something happens to even Goten, she really can't survive. Don't worry mom, I'm very strong now, nothing will happen. Son Goten also smiled and comforted. I must not be eating well outside these days, I must be starving. Mom is going to cook something delicious for you now. Hurry up and get in the house. Keelan, you are lucky today too. Chi-Chi quickly pulled Son Goten into the room. Then he said to Klin behind him. Keelan also smiled awkwardly. To be honest, there has never been such treatment before. In the past, when I wanted to play with Goku and Gohan, I would sneak around for fear that Chi-Chi would find out. And after being discovered, they will inevitably be scolded. But now the treatment is completely different, and you can still eat rice cooked by Chi-Chi. An hour later, a table of delicacies from mountains and seas was quickly wiped out by Son Goten and Keelan. Wow, so full. It's still delicious food made by my mother. Son Goten rubbed his swollen belly and sighed sincerely. Indeed, I have been eating the food cooked by Jebet some time ago, it is simply dark cuisine. Hum rumble. And just after dinner, Sun Goten and Keelan were about to go out for a walk and talk about what happened in the past few days. Suddenly the familiar roar of the helicopter sounded again. Looking up, it was still the pink helicopter. Apparently, it was Vital who came. The helicopter quickly landed in front of Kling and Sun Goten, and Vital stepped down. Yo, isn't this Mr. Satan's daughter? Goten, it looks like your luck is coming. Looking at the beautiful figure in front of him, Keelan joked with a smile. Because the previous Satan was too famous on Earth. Naturally, his daughter is also often on TV. When Keelan and Master Roshi were together, she would often watch TV. So it's natural to know Vital. It looks like she's here for Goten. Sure enough, the stronger the strength, the greater the charm. Don't make trouble. I guess they are here to trouble me. Sun Goten could only say helplessly. After all, the last time she saw Vital, she didn't give herself a good look. I don't see it. Keelan shook his head. The intuition of single dogs is still very accurate. In the middle of their conversation, Vital walked up to Sun Goten and Kling. Sun Goten, long time no see. Vital also greeted directly with a hearty voice. What? Did Ms. Vital come to Xingxi again to question her? Sun Goten asked with a faint smile. Let's be honest, Vital is kind of cute in two ponytails. And the appearance is really good. No, I've come to apologize to you. I was too unreasonable last time. Just now I saw the picture of you dealing with those intruders on TV. And my father also completely confessed to me, sorry, last time I was too reckless and misunderstood you. Vital blushed, lowered his head and apologized. Obviously, she, who has always been proud, is not very used to apologizing to others. Okay, I accept your apology. If there is nothing else, you can go back. Sun Goten still had a faint smile on his face, nodded and said to Vital. Now he doesn't want to have an affair with Vital. You. Vital was taken aback for a moment. I lost my face and apologized to this guy, but he was about to drive me away without saying a word. It is too much. And besides apologizing for her visit this time, more importantly, she wants to learn the ability to fly with Sun Goten. This bastard, he really doesn't understand pity and pity. Chapter 45. Is there anything else, Miss Vital? Looking at Vital who was clenched and puffed up, Sun Goten asked again. Have. Vital also nodded without thinking. She thinks Sun Goten is too direct. If he had told Sun Goten that he had nothing else to do, the guy would have kicked him out without hesitation. In addition to apologizing to you this time, I also hope that you can guide me. I see that when you fought with those guys before, you were able to fly in the sky. Please, guide my ability to fly. Biting his red lips tightly, Vital stared intently at Sun Goten and said. She knew that her father was not capable of this kind of flight. But she is also a very strong person who desires to become stronger. At this time, she can only let go of her arrogance and face, and ask Sun Goten to teach her. Goten, what a great opportunity. I think that chick seems to be interested in you. Why don't you teach her flying technique? Maybe you can get another wife, it's really a bargain. Keelan on the side said to Sun Goten excitedly. The girl in front of me looks so kawaii and very cute. Although it seems to be a few years older than Goten, but the female junior holds a golden brick, and being older also has great benefits. If it was him, he would definitely agree without hesitation. How about you teach? Sun Goten glanced at Kling and said. Forget it. People look down on me again. Clint shook his head quickly. He's still kind of self-aware. Sun Goten, I'm a quick learner. You just need to tell me the flying skills, and I can figure it out myself. Looking at the two whispering, Vital spoke again. If you learn the ability to fly in the future, you don't have to take the trouble of taking a helicopter. And when fighting crimes in the future, they will be able to arrive faster. Miss Vital, it's not that I'm mean and don't want to teach you flying technique. But as your strength becomes stronger, you will encounter more and more opponents, and your risk factor will also become higher and higher. Why bother? Sun Goten said seriously. In fact, everyone is like this. When the strength becomes stronger, they will also encounter more powerful opponents. The current Vital, at least has the ability to protect himself, and will not encounter too strong opponents. But if he gets entangled with himself, his safety will not be guaranteed in the future. After all, there are too many strong people in this world. And his strength is not enough to deal with those real powerhouses. I'm not afraid, Vital immediately said stubbornly. Just when Son Goten was about to continue speaking. Suddenly, a familiar voice sounded in his mind. Goten, Goten, can you hear me? It's the voice of Son Goku. Keelan on the side was also taken aback. Apparently, he also heard Son Goku's voice. Goten, did you hear that? It was Goku's voice just now. Keelan immediately looked at Son Goten excitedly and said. Goku's voice suddenly appeared in his head just now, a voice he will never forget. It was the first time Goku contacted him after more than 8 years. Well, I heard it. Son Goten nodded. Goten, Kling, listen to me. I'm really sorry, an unprecedented disaster may occur on the Earth next. Son Goku's voice is very heavy and sounds weak. What's going on? Goku. You mean those resurrected guys? But they were sent back to hell by me and Goten. Keelan asked with a puzzled look. If it's those guys, it's not a disaster at all. Not even close to warming up. It seems that Goku has been in the underworld for too long, and he doesn't know Goten and his current strength at all. No, it's a guy who is countless times more terrifying than those guys. Goten, Xie Nianbo left the underworld after defeating us just now. The Great Realm King said that its target seems to be the Earth. Son Goku first denied Keelan's words, and then said to Son Goten very seriously. Because Goten is aware of the existence of evil thoughts. I also know how powerful the evil thought wave is. Evil thought wave. Son Goten raised his eyebrows slightly. Although he is not afraid of evil thought waves, he is even fully confident that he can easily defeat him. But if this guy arrives on Earth, the situation is still a bit not optimistic. Because once such a super battle breaks out on Earth, innocent people will definitely be injured. Xie Nianbo. What kind of guy is that? Keelan was at a loss. This was the first time he heard such a strange name. That guy's strength is not comparable to that of Lightning Cell. Goten, I'm so sorry, I can only rely on you and Krillin now. Son Goku said in a very guilty voice. If he has enough strength, he can directly solve Xie Nianbo in the underworld. But unfortunately, after he became Super Saiyan 3, he was easily defeated by Xie Nianbo. And he and Gohan's fusion also failed because of a gesture error. In the end, the wave of evil thoughts was not eliminated. Perhaps Xie Nianbo felt that their opponents were too boring, so he left the underworld directly. According to the judgment of Great Kaiwang-sama and Kaiwang-sama, the target of the evil thought wave is the Earth. Maybe he felt Goten, a powerful opponent. Is it that powerful? Clinton frowned suddenly. Goku's tone already shows how powerful that wave of evil thoughts is. Okay, I get it. The things in the underworld have nothing to do with me. Of course, if Xie Nianbo wants to make trouble on the Earth, then I will definitely destroy him. Son Goten didn't complain or blame Son Goku and the others. Because he is very clear, Son Goku and the others have indeed tried their best. In the case of fusion failure, they simply can't stop the evil wave. And it's no use blaming or complaining now. Please, Goten. Son Goku then let out a guilty sigh. The cell made by their cells 8 years ago, and the lightning cell that they achieved because of their carelessness, the big problem was left to Goten. Unexpectedly, now the wave of evil thoughts is also left to Goten. To be honest, he is really incompetent as a father, and he is also very guilty. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Chapter 46. Goten, is that guy named Xie Nianbo really strong? After Son Goku's voice completely disappeared, Keelan looked at Son Goten and asked. Guys that even Goku and the others can't handle at all, should be very strong. And Goku also made it very clear that Lightning Cell can't be compared with that guy at all. It seems that next, the Earth will encounter another catastrophe. Well, very strong. Son Goten nodded without any hesitation. If he didn't have Fusion's super bloodline, or if he didn't get the potential development of the old Supreme Kai, he might not be able to clean up the evil wave. That guy is made up of pure evil energy. It is not an easy task to completely destroy him. Giggle. These bastards, why do they like to run to the Earth? Keelan clenched his fists tightly and cursed in a low voice. No matter how strong the villains are, they all like to come to the Earth to make trouble. Is the Earth so popular with them? Okay, you don't have to worry too much. Although the evil thought wave is very strong, with my current strength, I can completely solve it. Son Goten patted Keelan on the shoulder and said with a smile. Hey, who the hell were you talking to just now? What is the wave of evil thoughts you are talking about? Did you say these things on purpose to drive me away? Vital said with a confused face. Son Goten and the bald man next to him seemed to be talking to other people all the time. But he didn't see the fourth person appearing, and he didn't hear any sound. It must be that they use the method of rogue in order to drive themselves away. Miss Vital, it's not safe outside now. You'd better stay in Bowsy Mountain. My mother is right there. Son Goten pointed to his house and said to Vital. Then he said to Keelan, let's go. In the next second, the bodies of the two disappeared in place in an instant. All that's left is Vital, tousled in the wind. But after being dazed for more than 10 seconds, Vital also woke up. Then he looked at the house not far away. After struggling for a moment, he walked over. Now that Son Goten's mother is there, let's get his mother down first. If Son Goten is an obedient child, then he will definitely listen to what his mother says. At that time, I will be able to learn the ability to fly. Thinking of this, Vital felt flattered. At this time, Son Goten and Keelan had already appeared in the midair of Exedu. I didn't feel any chi. Keelan looked around and said. Well, I didn't feel it either. However, I suddenly felt a little uneasy in my heart. I always felt that something bad would happen. Son Goten nodded first, then spoke. For some reason, his heart suddenly felt uneasy. Although Xie Nianbo's strength is indeed very strong. But it is absolutely impossible to let yourself have such uneasy emotions. Maybe there may be more powerful enemies appearing. When you say that, I also get nervous. Seeing Son Goten's serious expression, Keelan also became nervous. In this way, the two of them were in a state of vigilance, and the time passed by every minute. In the blink of an eye, 10 minutes passed. Coming. Suddenly, Son Goten's face changed, because he felt an extremely powerful evil breath descending on the earth. I feel it too. Keelan also nodded immediately. Then a look of horror appeared on his face. My God. What kind of monster is this? The aura is so powerful, and it is unprecedentedly evil. This breath is too powerful, too evil. Even the former universe Emperor Frieza and the monster cell don't have such evil spirit at all. That guy is an evil body formed by the gathering of countless evil energies. Mr. Kreen, let's go. After Son Goten's voice fell, he took the lead in flying towards the place where the evil breath came out. Clint followed suit. In just a dozen seconds, the two had arrived at a desolate place in the northwest of the eastern capital. Fortunately, this guy did not appear in the downtown area. Otherwise, once the battle starts, it will definitely cause heavy casualties to innocent people. At this time, a figure appeared in front of the two of them. Red skin, a layer of light purple armor wrapped around the body, like a hard armor. Holding a long sword of the same color as the skin in his hand, the corner of his mouth raised a bloodthirsty evil arc. That guy is Xie Nianbo. Isn't this momentum too powerful? After seeing the wave of evil thoughts in front of him, Keelan's face suddenly showed a look of horror. Although he has changed his timid character. But this extremely powerful and evil aura really makes people unable to calm down. Well, that's the evil thought wave. It seems that this guy is stronger than I thought. But then, it should be a hearty battle. Son Goten nodded, and then a look of excitement crossed his face. This guy's strength is very strong, and it is very likely that he has surpassed the previous Brawly. More importantly, this guy's special attack method is also quite outrageous. It can deal a fatal blow to the opponent through the dislocation of time and space. And be able to make your body break down quickly and then reassemble in another place. I have to say, this guy is really ridiculously strong. In the theatrical version, Resurrected Fusion, if it wasn't for Gogeta's unwavering use of starburst bombs to completely solve the evil thought wave in an instant, it would probably be a very terrifying opponent. But the underworld is this guy's home field. I don't know if his strength will still be so tyrannical after arriving in the real world. Goten, let me play first. I want to test my current strength, and I want to overcome this fear of a strong opponent. Keelan volunteered, wanting to play the first game. Because the wave of evil thoughts in front of him made him feel scared. To overcome this fear, you must face it head on. Okay, but be careful. This guy has the strength to kill you in an instant. Son Goten did not refuse, but he still reminded him. The strength of Xie Nianbo is an existence that even Super 3 Son Goku can easily defeat. Although Krillin is very strong now, there is still a big gap between him and Son Goku in Super Saiyan 3. Hearing Son Goten's words, Krillin frowned subconsciously. But soon his eyes became firm, and he nodded towards Son Goten. Then the body took 2 steps forward. Chi-Chi. Xie Nianbo looked at Klin and showed a bloodthirsty smile again. Chapter 47. Whoosh. Without any nonsense, Krillin rushed directly towards Xie Nianbo. After being transformed and upgraded again, Krillin's speed is indeed ridiculously fast. Almost in the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Xie Nianbo. Then he punched Xie Nianbo heavily. It seems to feel that such an attack is impossible to cause harm to oneself. The evil thought wave did not dodge at all. Let Krillin's fist hit him in the face. Boom. Not surprisingly, Krillin's fist landed heavily on Xie Nianbo's forehead. It's just that this guy's body didn't move at all, and there was still a bloodthirsty smile on the corner of his mouth. What? Kenning panicked immediately. Unexpectedly, when I struck with all my strength, I hit that guy directly between the eyebrows, and he remained motionless. Obviously, such an injury didn't have any effect on him. Cut. Bastard. The moment he withdrew his fist, Klin attacked several times in a row. Using both fists and kicks, it landed on Xie Nianbo's body crazily. Bang bang bang. But the result was the same as before. This guy was like an indestructible rock. No matter how Klin attacked, he couldn't cause any harm to him. Even his body stood in place and never moved. I'm just kidding. Krillin frowned tightly. Although I know this guy is very strong, there may be a big gap between them. But I didn't expect that the evil thought wave in front of me could completely ignore his attack. This gap is like a world of difference. Chi-Chi. Xie Nianbo let out a sharp laugh again. Then he waved the scarlet long sword in his hand, and swung it directly at Klin. Krillin also reacted quickly. As soon as his feet stepped on the ground, his body instantly appeared tens of feet away. Kankin dodged the attack of the evil thought wave. If he was cut by that long sword, he would probably be decapitated on the spot. After stabilizing his figure, Krillin's expression became firm again. His hands clasped together in an instant, making a signature movement. Kamehameha wave. Accompanied by the roar, the powerful ki blast blasted out from the palm of his hand in an instant. Xie Nianbo gently raised his hand. A small cling actually appeared in the palm of his hand. Also made a Kamehameha wave movement. And the energy wave has blasted out. What? Clinton was shocked. There was an unbelievable look on his face. It's just that before he came back to his senses, the energy of the Kamehameha wave directly blasted towards him. Rumble. The moment the energy wave exploded, Krillin's body flew out in response. He hit the ground heavily, and his body was immediately covered with scars. Are you kidding me? This bastard, he made a strong foul. Krillin drooped his eyelids, and smiled helplessly. I was actually injured by my own Kamehameha wave. This is outrageous. Soon Kling struggled to his feet. Then he jumped up and came to Son Goten. He said embarrassingly, "Sorry, Goten, this guy is really too strong. My strength and his strength are not in the same dimension at all." Indeed, such a terrifying opponent was simply not something he could handle. It's okay, the expected result. Son Goten just smiled faintly. This is to be expected, so nothing surprising. If Krillin could defeat Xie Nianbo, that would be a surprise to him. Then Son Goten's hand rested lightly on Kling's shoulder. A wave of healing energy instantly entered Klin's body from the palm of his hand. After a while, Krillin's injury completely healed. My injury has completely healed. So amazing. When did you learn this ability? Kling looked at Son Goten in surprise. According to his memory, Goten didn't seem to have this ability before. Moreover, although Saiyan is a special race, it does not have the ability to heal at all. This is what I learned when I was in the Supreme Kai world. Son Goten didn't hide anything either, he just said it. It's just the process and method of learning, so naturally I won't tell anyone. You kid, you are really getting more and more mysterious. Klein could only smile and say. But the stronger Goten is, the safer the earth will be. At this time, Xie Nianbo on the opposite side seemed to feel the strength of Son Goten. There was still an evil smile on his face, but this time, there was more excitement in the smile. Because the strength of those guys in the underworld is simply difficult to compete with him. Therefore, he also came to this place by accident, looking for a stronger opponent. I always feel that this place should be able to meet a strong opponent. The moment the smile fell, Xie Nianbo's body jumped up high. Holding the sword in both hands, he slashed directly at Sun Goten. Goten, beware. Keelan quickly opened his mouth to remind. Sun Goten's expression didn't change at all. Then he raised his right hand, and the index finger and middle finger easily caught Xie Nianbo's sword. Then fold it lightly. Click. The sword broke instantly. A look of surprise appeared on Xie Nianbo's face. But fleeting. A backflip landed firmly on the ground. Spreading his hands, half of the long sword in his hand turned into dust. Come on, Xie Nianbo. Let me feel your strength. Just don't let me down. Sun Goten pursed his lips, and the desire to fight appeared on his face. Keelan, on the other hand, stepped back very knowledgeably. In an instant, it was hundreds of feet away. The body landed firmly on the top of a mountain. Because of the next battle, he can no longer help. Whoosh. In the next second, Sun Goten's body suddenly flashed out. The speed was as fast as a ghost, and Keelan couldn't see Sun Goten's movements at all. Fortunately, a strength monitoring system was installed in his body. So even if you can't see Goten's movements clearly, you can at least judge Goten's position through energy fluctuations. The moment his body appeared in front of Xie Nianbo, Sun Goten punched him directly. The corner of Xie Nianbo's mouth showed a hint of cruel activity. The body instantly turned into a small cube and disappeared directly in front of Sun Goten. This is the decomposition ability of evil thought waves. Snort. Such a trick doesn't work for me. Sun Goten sneered. The left hand instantly gathered energy, and blasted an energy wave directly behind him. At this time, Xie Nianbo's body had just reorganized behind Sun Goten. Boom. It was hit firmly by the energy ball. The body was directly blasted out by the energy ball. Yay. The moment it landed, Xie Nianbo let out a sharp cry. Obviously, Sun Goten's attack just now made him a little angry. After all, he had never been so embarrassed in previous battles. A mirror-like crack in different space suddenly appeared in front of him, and then punched out directly. Although Sun Goten is very familiar with Xie Nianbo's attack methods, he can't judge the specific location of Xie Nianbo's attack. Before he could react, he was hit hard on the back. The body also rushed forward directly. Ha! As soon as Sun Goten clenched his fist, a grass-green arrogance erupted directly from his body. Instantly stabilized his figure. At the same time, the arrogance disappeared immediately. Chapter 48. Xie Nianbo launched an attack again. The fists continued to blast out, and through the superpower of spatial dislocation, they continued to attack Sun Goten. Bang bang bang. Sun Goten was also hit several times in a row. To be honest, it is really not easy to avoid this sudden attack before you are familiar with this fighting method. But after figuring out his attack route and familiarizing himself with this fighting style, it's actually not difficult to deal with it. And even though Sun Goten was hit 7 or 8 times, such an attack couldn't do him any harm at all. After fusion passed on the bloodline, his physical strength has undergone a qualitative change. Ya! Xie Nianbo punched out again. Are you still here? The same moves cannot be used all the time. Sun Goten murmured lightly. Then he turned his head suddenly, and then punched out directly. Boom. In the next second, the fists of the two collided heavily. An overwhelming air wave instantly spread in all directions. The terrifying shock wave directly lifted the ground, and the surrounding mountain peaks also collapsed in response. One after another, they were blasted into powder like tofu dregs. Keelan also jumped up, and then his body floated in midair. Although his strength is far behind Gohan and Xie Nianbo, such a shock wave cannot harm him. After the collision of a punch, Xie Nianbo's fist was directly retracted. The body also staggered, retreating a dozen steps. At this time, in the Supreme Kai world and the planet of the Great Kai, everyone watched the game with serious expressions. Because if even Goten loses, the whole world will fall into a huge crisis. The power possessed by the evil thought wave is likely to destroy the entire universe. And this guy is the incarnation of all evil energies, without a trace of kindness and kindness in his heart. There is just evil and endless destruction. Goten, you must work hard, you must beat this guy. The fate of the entire universe is now in your hands. Supreme Kai Asen clenched his fists tightly, with sweat dripping from his forehead, silently cheering for Son Goten. This level of fighting is simply not something they can participate in. Even the shock wave generated by the two of them fighting may kill them directly. The only thing they can do now is to pray silently, hoping that Goten can defeat the evil thoughts. If Master Beerus is here, that wave of evil thoughts can be destroyed in an instant. And now, Lord Beerus is sleeping. The old Supreme Kai thought secretly in his heart. He knows better than anyone that the mightiest warrior in the universe isn't Sharon, or Son Goten. It was Lord Beerus. He has a power that no one can imagine. In the entire universe, there is no single warrior who can compare to Lord Beerus. But now Master Beerus is sleeping, and he doesn't care about the things in front of him at all. If this situation continues, if Son Goten is defeated, when Master Beerus wakes up, it is estimated that most of the universe will be destroyed by the wave of evil thoughts. At this time, on the planet of the Great Realm King, everyone is also watching the battle on the earth through the ability of the Great Realm King. Everyone held their breath, looking extremely dignified. Goten must win. Come on, Goten. Son Goku and Son Gohan silently pray in their hearts. But, damn, we can only stay in this kind of place and watch that brat fight. Hateful. Vegeta clenched her fists tightly and gritted her teeth. It should be him, Vegeta, who is fighting Xie Nianbo now. But, too strong is too weak. This kind of weakness made Vegeta extremely angry. Obviously she is the most talented Saiyan prince. But it has become the foil of Kakarot and his son time and time again. You don't have to worry too much. Son Goten doesn't seem to be nervous at all, which shows that he is sure to defeat Xie Nianbo. Looking at the extremely nervous crowd, the Great Realm King comforted him. Of course, this is just consolation. After all, everyone knows how powerful the evil thought wave is. And this time on Earth, Son Goten and Xie Nianbo once again had a fierce confrontation. After feeling that his spatial dislocation ability was no longer a threat to Son Goten, Xie Nianbo also gave up using this ability. Because once Son Goten gets used to that style of play, it won't do him any harm. So now, is the real battle. Whoosh whoosh. Bang bang bang. The bodies of the two are rapidly crisscrossing. The two black lines in the sky are constantly colliding back and forth, accompanied by low-pitched collision sounds. Teonkings appear continuously on the ground, and a large area begins to collapse. What a fast speed, what an amazing combat power. These two guys are really monsters. Keelan frowned at this moment, looking solemnly at the battle in front of him. At this moment, he couldn't see the movements of Goten and Xie Nianbo at all. And even his power perception system can't accurately judge the positions of the two of them. Boom boom boom. The sonic boom circles are still flickering in the sky. See la la. At the same time, it was accompanied by crackling golden lightning. This scene is exactly the same as when Namek fell. Boom. At this moment, the low crash sounded again. Xie Nianbo's body flew upside down. While hitting the ground heavily, it slid hundreds of feet away before stopping. At this moment, a clear fist mark appeared on his chest. And the light purple armor on the chest also had cracks. Obviously, Son Goten's attack just now caused a lot of damage to Xie Nianbo. Great Goten. Come on. Get rid of it completely. Seeing that Xie Nianbo was blown away by a punch, Clinton shouted out excitedly. It seems that although Xie Nianbo is very strong, he is still not Goten's opponent. And at the same time as it caused damage to the evil thought wave, the familiar electronic synthesis sound also rang in his mind. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations to the host for picking up the decomposition movement ability. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations to the host for picking up the dimensional black hole space dislocation ability. Close black lens bracket. Is it so fast this time? After hearing the electronically synthesized sound of the system, Son Goten was immediately surprised. Because whether it was against Cell or Brawly before, it was almost at the last moment that they picked up their attributes. But this time, he picked up the attribute of Xie Nianbo before he fought seriously. But this time there is no combat bonus. Also, after all, these two abilities are now more useful to him than combat power. Chapter 49. Goten, kill that guy in one go. Don't hesitate, Goten. Son Goten, good job. At this time, on the planet of the Great King, Son Goku, Son Gohan and all the kings are staring at the scene in front of them intently. He muttered in his mouth to let Son Goten get rid of the evil thought wave quickly. Because this guy's healing ability is also very strong, even a moment's hesitation may allow him to recover from his injuries. You don't need to worry, Goten will definitely be able to get rid of Xie Nianbo. Haven't everyone noticed? Goten has been fighting normally until now. There is no Super Saiyan transformation at all, which means that he is still in the warm-up stage. Looking at the nervous crowd, Piccolo spoke again. I have to say that this guy is indeed a little smarter than others, and he is also calmer. Since Son Goten started fighting until now, he has been fighting with normal strength. Doesn't use any Super Saiyan transformations at all. Even so, it was able to repel the wave of evil thoughts. Then once he becomes a Super Saiyan, he will definitely have the strength to surpass the evil wave. That's right. Goten didn't use Super Saiyan's transformation at all. I was a little too nervous just now, but I didn't find this problem. After hearing Piccolo's words, Son Goku and others suddenly realized. On the other hand, Vegeta's complexion became even uglier. Damn bastard, could it be that the normal strength of that stinking brat has already surpassed Kakarot's Super Saiyan 3? Are you kidding? This is absolutely impossible. Vegeta felt that he had doubted his life at this moment. The basic combat power surpasses Kakarot's Super Saiyan 3. In other words, the current Son Goten can completely abuse all of them with normal power. How could such a bastard happen? Just a half-breed brat. ... And at this time in the Supreme Kai world. Although seeing that Goten has gained the upper hand. But Supreme Kai Asen's expression became even more dignified. Master Supreme Kai, what's wrong with you? Why did you suddenly look so ugly? Gohan has achieved such an advantage now, and he hasn't made a transformation yet. After transforming, he will definitely be able to get rid of Xie Nianbo with ease. After noticing the seriousness on Supreme Kai Asen's face, Jebet comforted him from the sidelines. I don't know what's going on, but there is a very uneasy mood. It's as if something bad happened. Supreme Kai Asen shook his head and said. Obviously now Goten has an absolute advantage. If there is no accident in the future, the evil thought wave will definitely be solved. But why does this uneasy feeling linger in my heart and linger? Jabet, let's go to Earth. After hesitating for a moment, Supreme Kai said to Jabet. This uneasy mood must be related to the Earth. He has to go to the Earth to confirm it before he can feel at ease. Because the enemies they have to face now, in addition to Xie Nianbo, there are also Majin Buu and the magician Babidi. Those two guys are definitely not fuel-efficient lamps. Okay, Lord Supreme Kai. Jebet nodded quickly. Master Ancestor, you stay in the God Realm first, let's go to Earth to have a look. After Supreme Kai Asen talked to the old Supreme Kai, the two left the Supreme Kai world directly. After using instant transmission, the two arrived on Earth in a matter of seconds. Then he appeared directly beside Keelan. Ah, who are you guys? Seeing the two people beside him appearing like ghosts, Clinton immediately made a defensive move. Because nothing good happened today, and all I met were some bastards. The two guys in front of me at this moment, looking at their strange attire, should not be from Earth either. Mr. Kling, please don't get me wrong, we are not bad people. I'm Supreme Kai from this universe, and a friend of Goten's, we've known each other before. Supreme Kai Asen said quickly. Through more than an hour of observation before, he also knew that the little bald man in front of him was a good friend of Goten. The tone is naturally very polite. Most importantly, this little bald head seems to be very powerful. Supreme Kai, Goten seems to have told me just now. After hearing the other party reveal his identity, Keelan also relaxed his vigilance. And I feel that although these two people are dressed strangely, there really doesn't seem to be any evil energy in their bodies. Yeah, and at this moment, the crack in Xie Nianbo's chest began to heal rapidly. Then there was a piercing scream. Obviously, he was very angry at this time. Because when he was in the underworld before, Son Goku and the five of them teamed up and did not cause such harm to him. But this brat in front of him actually made him feel pain. Absolutely unforgivable. Xie Nianbo, the value of your existence is gone. Next, I will completely get rid of you. Looking at the angry and screaming Xie Nianbo, Sun Goten said lightly. I didn't use all my strength before, just to pick up Xie Nianbo's superpower. Now that he has picked it up, Xie Nianbo will naturally lose the value of his existence. Yeah, seemingly understanding Sun Goten's words, Xie Nianbo roared again. Then rushed directly towards Sun Goten. Bring it on. Sun Goten clenched his fists tightly, and super green flames erupted from his body instantly. At this time, he is obviously much stronger than before. Although it still hasn't turned into the form of Super Saiyan, it is enough to get rid of the evil wave. After all, the potential was developed by the old Supreme Kai on the basis of passing on the bloodline. Even without transforming, the power of normality is already ridiculously strong. Watching the wave of evil thoughts rushing towards him quickly, Sun Goten dodged his attack at a tricky angle. Then he directly slammed the door on his face. As soon as the palm was pressed hard, the terrifying grass-green flames surged instantly, and then directly pressed Xie Nianbo's body heavily into the ground. Rumble. The frenzied battle on the ground led to the appearance of a huge sinkhole. And Xie Nianbo's body was firmly held down directly by Sun Goten. At the same time, a grass-green energy ball quickly condensed. At the moment when the energy ball exploded, Xie Nianbo's body disintegrated directly, avoiding the explosion. Whoosh! Sun Goten's body also disappeared. Appeared behind Xie Nianbo in midair. At this time, Sun Goten's speed has already surpassed the wave of evil thoughts. Boom! With one kick, Xie Nianbo was kicked thousands of feet away. But Sun Goten followed suit again. Bang bang bang. One after another sonic boom circles appeared in the sky, and Xie Nianbo was kicked around like a football. Chapter 50. At this time, it was in a barren place in the southwest of the eastern capital. In the universe spaceship standing upside down on the ground, the light released by the light purple magic egg became more and more intense. Just like a human heart, it keeps rising and falling. Ah ha ha ha. Such a strong energy. My Majin Buu, I'm finally about to break the seal. Looking at the magic egg beating like a heart, the evil magician Babidi jumped out excitedly. After waiting for so long, the energy is finally full. Majin Buu is finally waking up. The whole world will soon fall into his hands. Congratulations, Lord Babidi. Puyi and Dabra hurried forward to flatter them. Snort. After my Majin Buu wakes up, you two trash will have no value in existence. The magician Babidi glared at Puyi and Dabra, and then said in a cold tone. It was because Majin Buu was not awake before, so he found these two garbage to assist him and help Majin Buu gain energy. But now his own Majin Buu is about to break the seal and wake up. At that time, there will be no need for these two poor guys to exist. Just right to have your own Majin Buu as a snack. Give it. Thinking of this, Babidi showed an evil smile. That wretched smile made both Dabra and Puyi's hearts tense. But they have nothing to do. Because they have been controlled by Babidi. As long as there is an idea of rebelling against Dabura, he will suffer the most cruel pain in the world. Then die little by little in pain. Babidi's evil magician has a greater effect on the more evil people and stronger control. The two of them can be said to be the most vicious kind. So Babidi thought, they might be gone. Buzz buzz. At this time, the pink magic egg shone more dazzlingly, and it also shook more and more violently. Magician Babidi danced excitedly. Click. In the next second, a crisp sound rang out. Immediately afterwards, the pink magic egg directly turned into two petals, and a puff of pink smoke also drilled out of the magic egg. Leaving the universe ship in an instant. My Majin Buu, hurry up and chase me. After seeing the empty shell in front of him, Babidi also realized that the pink smoke just now was Majin Buu. Because Majin Buu is fully capable of atomizing himself. Yes, Lord Babidi. Both Puyi and Dabra nodded quickly. Then, quickly left the universe spacecraft. At this time, on the other side, Sun Goten had already rubbed the evil thought wave on the ground. At this time, Xie Nianbo had scars of varying degrees on his body, and his light purple armor was also in tatters. The evil breath has also weakened a lot at this moment. Great Goten, awesome. Xie Nianbo is about to die. Clint's face was filled with excitement. because the current wave of evil thoughts has completely lost the ability to parry, only being pushed to the ground and beaten violently by Goten. At this time, Supreme Kai Asen, who was beside Keelan, suddenly sank. Master Supreme Kai, what's wrong with you? Seeing the change in Supreme Kai's face, Jebet asked again. Majin Buu, is the evil energy of Majin Buu. Supreme Kai Asen's body trembled instantly. Just now, he suddenly felt an extremely familiar breath. This evil breath had long been deeply imprinted in the depths of his soul. He could clearly feel just a trace of breath. That's right, this breath is Majin Buu's. Absolutely can't go wrong. Nani, Majin Buu. Jebet was also shocked instantly. But he didn't feel any breath at all. Majin Buu. What is that? Clint looked puzzled. He had never heard the name Majin Buu. But when you hear the word, devil, you know that it is absolutely impossible to be a good thing. Seeing Supreme Kai's panicked expression, he is probably another very difficult opponent to deal with. Before Supreme Kai opened his mouth to explain, a cloud of pink smoke flew towards this side in an instant. In an instant, the sky is blocked out. Everyone looked up in surprise, and the sky at this time was completely covered by pink clouds. An evil breath also appeared. Oh, has Majin Buu appeared? It seems that the energy that broke out in the battle just now made him break the seal. But it's also good, it happens to be able to get Majin Buu's super regeneration ability, and then we can get rid of you together. Son Goten looked up at the completely pink sky and knew it was Majin Buu's masterpiece. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with that evil aura. But that's exactly what he wanted to happen. Although Majin Buu's super regeneration ability is not as good as the immortality obtained by wishing on the Super Shenron, it is still too strong. If you can pick it up, it's a good thing. What a powerful evil breath, not much weaker than Xie Nianbo. Are you kidding? How come there are so many powerful enemies suddenly? After feeling the extremely powerful Majin Buu breath, Keelan also frowned. A wave of evil thoughts is already very difficult to deal with. Now there is a guy who is comparable to Xie Nianbo. In this case, I don't know if Goten can handle it. And just when everyone was surprised, the pink clouds in the sky began to approach quickly. In a moment, under the gaze of everyone, the gray cloud has turned into a chubby human shape. Fat Buu was also born. Then it fell lightly to the ground. Then happily turned around in circles. Ho 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 ho. There was also a sound of excitement in his mouth. Maybe it's been sealed for too long. There will inevitably be some excitement after regaining freedom. At this time, Majin Buu looked like a silly 3-year-old child. Then, is that guy sure strong? Looks like a fool. Keelan looked at Majin Buu, who kept circling in circles, and couldn't help complaining. Although I did feel that extremely powerful evil aura just now. But the chubby pink fat man in front of him still looks cute. It doesn't fit the identity of a demon at all. No. That's right, he is Majin Buu, and I will never forget it. Supreme Kai Asen said with a trembling body. Although he knows that Goten is strong enough to deal with Majin Buu. But the kind of fear that goes deep into the bone marrow is hard to overcome. Just when everyone turned their attention to Majin Buu, the wave of evil thoughts opposite Son Goten suddenly changed. Chi chi chi. A sharp cry came out of his mouth, and a struggling look appeared on his face. But soon, this struggling look disappeared. Then he saw a special symbol similar to M appearing between Xie Nianbo's eyebrows. Nani. The evil thought wave was also controlled by Babidi. After seeing the special symbol between Xie Nianbo's eyebrows, Supreme Kai was so frightened that he stuttered. He. Supreme Kai, I finally see you. Immediately afterwards, a wretched laugh sounded not far away. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.